pops out of the trunk of Joseph's car.
What's up, guys? Hello.
So today we are going to tell you guys our love story.
But yeah,
we're
so
gonna tell the mommy and daddy's love story.
we're gonna tell you guys how me and Ruth met and how we got to where we're at now.
February 2012, I was really bored late at night at like 1 in the morning, and yeah, I slid into his DMs.
Before it was a thing. Like,
yeah, I slid into his
before
DMs
that
before
became
it
a
was
thing.
a thing.
Ruth might have been the trendsetter for that one. Anyway.
Okay, I guess all of our children's gonna be in this video.
Yep.
But I messaged him and I was like, I know you as Chriselle's kuya and Roxana's friend.
Yeah.
So who are you? Like, I made him introduce himself.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like, I was like, who is this girl demanding me to introduce myself? But so we started DMing each other, just going back and forth. I introduced myself. I told her how I knew her as Roxana's friend and Chriselle's Bebs, and so we were DMing each other for a couple of days. I would say it was a couple of days, and it got to the point where she was saying,
I was like, this is too hard. Like, just text me, because we were just going back and forth on Twitter messages.
yeah.
And then he like didn't want to text me. So I was like, let me text you. So he gave me his number and I texted him. And we texted for a while.
Texted for about a week, and then she ghosted me, as you kids would say nowadays.
I disappeared on him.
She just disappeared on me, which was fine. Like, I wasn't.
I just stopped
Yeah,
replying,
we
I guess.
stopped talking until my birthday.
I tweeted to him and I said, happy birthday. I was like, you don't talk to me anymore. And then he replied back and we were like going back and forth, and he was like, you don't talk to me anymore.
She has the audacity to tell me that I don't talk to her, and she's the one that ghosted me.
But anyways, so I started texting him again. Mind you, we never like met in person. We never seen each other in person this whole time. Phone calls and text messages, pretty much all we had.
Yeah,
like,
so spring break came around. Me and my friends put a bonfire together, and being that me and Ruth never met each other and we had a lot of common friends, I invited her. I'm like, hey, you should come to a bonfire that we're having. And so she said okay. She was gonna go, and the day came around. It was April, beginning of April.
I was so nervous when we got there. I didn't want to get out of the car. You know how like there's some people that like when you text them or when you talk to them on the phone, it's like so easy and you guys are like so open to each other. But then when you meet in person, it's like you guys are like shy and it's awkward. That's how we were.
That's exactly how me and Ruth were.
That's how we were when we first met each other.
On the phone, it felt like we'd had been friends for a really long time, and we met in person and meeting each other for the first time.
We kind of just like we only really said hi to each other.
Yeah.
And then we didn't say much.
Yeah. During the bonfire, our friends were, how would you say, they were
kind of like teasing us, making fun of us,
because they knew
to
like make us sit next to each other and stuff like that. A couple days later, she asked me that
I pulled the question.
She's like, what are we? And I was like, I don't know, because I wasn't looking for anything. And so I told her, we'll just go with the flow. We'll see where it takes us. We'll see how it goes. And she's like, okay.
The next day or a couple days later,
she asked me.
I asked again.
She's like, so what are we? I'm like, day, okay. And
I was very persistent.
But I think me and her we were kind of just avoiding it, or I was. I was avoiding it because I just had gotten out of something and I wasn't really looking. But then I was like, you know what, like, yeah. I was like, you know what? Like, let's give this a chance. Let's see where this goes. And so I was like, you know what? Yeah, we're talking. Like, we made us a thing.
And then on April 27, 2012, we ended up at Bien's house in his driveway, and I was just like, there was just a bunch of people just standing around. I didn't know what we were doing there. And then a couple minutes later, this guy pops out of the trunk of Joseph's car with Hello Kitty balloons. Like, as he was coming out, they closed the garage. They closed Bien's garage, and there was like a bunch of Hello Kitty head-shaped posters that each had a letter, and it spelled out prom. I wasn't paying attention, and
they had to turn her.
They had to turn me to look because I don't know, I was looking elsewhere. And then he pops out of the trunk with Hello Kitty balloons and all this, and he asks me to prom.
Sorry if we keep moving. Our kids are
they're just crazy.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, yeah, he asked me to prom, and next thing you know, he goes into the car.
Yeah,
into the car and brings out cupcakes. My favorite red velvet cupcakes, and it's spelled out, "Will you be my GF?" or "Girl F?" Whatever. He asked me to be his girlfriend with cupcakes, and I said yes.
And Ruth was kind of hesitant to date me because I was already in the military.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
She didn't. I was in the reserve. So it was not active duty or anything like that. But she didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I didn't understand anything about military.
Yeah.
And I was like very hesitant because like I was one of those girls that used to watch like the military shows, like Army Wives and stuff like that. And I was just like, yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
But well, look where we are now.
she's the Army Wife.
Well, anyways. Yep. So we started dating. We're boyfriend and girlfriend now, official, and then just like any relationship, we've had our ups and downs. We broke up a couple times and got back together, but yeah, in the end we worked out. And last year, around like April-ish, March, April, I started like hinting to him because we were about to hit our
5 years?
Our 5th year dating.
And I was leaving.
And he was about to go active duty now in the Army.
And so we were going to be separated.
I was kind of hinting at him, like sending him pictures of engagement rings. And like I would like send him a picture of a ring and be like, babe, this is a nice ring. Mm-hmm. And then he's just like, yeah, it is. But like he knew. And then it got to the point where like even my dad was like, I think it's about time like RJ proposed to you. And even his family was like, we went to Vegas in April last year in 2017, and his uncle was like planning our wedding in Vegas, and I was like, it's not happening, not in Vegas. I want to get married, but we're not getting married in Las Vegas. No offense to those that have gotten married.
Yeah, you do what you want.
But that's not for me. That's not what I want, okay? But yeah, they were like, they kept messing with him. We would pass by jewelry stores and stuff. And they were like, RJ, go there. Like,
yeah, go look for a ring.
You need to go look for a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got to that point. And then I think literally that weekend, that week, I think the following day after we got home from Vegas,
yeah,
we were in my house. My brother was home at the time, and his girlfriend was there too. And we're all in the living room, and we're just like joking around, talking about how like RJ needs to ask my parents for their blessing and all this. Eventually, things got so weird, and Rains called my parents downstairs, I guess.
Rains called her parents downstairs and was like,
RJ needs to ask you guys something.
And I was not prepared. I was going to ask, but I wasn't going to ask that day. But Rains threw me under the bus, and so it kind of...
And mind you, like, everyone's in the living room. Angel, Rains, Kate.
Yeah, the entire family was... her entire family was downstairs.
We were all there, and they came downstairs, and what's going on? And then Rains was just like, RJ needs to ask you guys something. It got so weird. They kind of had faces like, they knew what was going on, but it was kind of weird at the same time. It finally just came out of RJ's mouth that, how did you say it? What did you say?
I said, I wanted to ask you guys, like, for your blessing to marry Ruth.
And then, like,
her mom thought I was kidding. Her mom.
they were kind of like, are you serious? The mood started getting really serious.
Yeah.
Up until that point, it was kind of like a joking kind of mood.
Yeah.
And then it got to there, and then everyone's like, oh my gosh. And then you just see, like, Kate with, like, tears in her eyes. And then I started getting tears in my eyes. And then my mom's over there crying. They pretty much gave him their blessing and was, like, just saying, like, giving us, like, advice and stuff and, like, making sure this is what we wanted.
Her dad asked, like, are you guys sure? And
He asked us, like, 5 times.
Yeah. He was asking us, have you guys thought this over? We're like, yeah, like
we've kind of, like, talked about
yeah,
it.
we both knew
Over time.
Yeah.
We also were kind of on a very short, like, what is the time span?
kind of, because I was leaving. I was moving to New York.
At this point, it was, like, the beginning of May.
Yeah.
And RJ was leaving to go to
I was moving to New York.
mid-May, and then my brother was also there, and he was leaving a couple days before him.
Yeah, same time.
And so what I wanted was, if we were really going to get married, I wanted to do it while my brother was still there.
We didn't have any. We didn't have a big wedding. We just went to the court.
We got married at the Chula Vista Court on May 11, 2017. And then about a week later, RJ left.
Yeah.
I ended up moving out here.
We drove here.
Yes.
From San Diego to New York.
The beginning of July.
Yep.
And then a few weeks later, we found out we were pregnant with this one.
We found out we were having Janelyn.
The end of July.
End of July. Where you going?
Yeah, we found out.
And yeah. And then Janelyn was born March 24th of 2018.
And that's where we are now.
Yeah.
That's our love story.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
Do you like mommy and daddy's love story? She's like, that's boring.
How do you feel about our love story?
Oh yeah? And then?
I think she's excited.
You excited?
Are you excited? Alright, well, that's our story.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for being part of our life. Bye. Say bye, Copster. Say bye. Say bye, baby.
Can you just put him in your lap too?
Come here, Kobe.
Don't talk to me anymore.
She has how do you say it? Audacity for a really long time. And we met in person and we kind of got just like, yeah. I was like, look at this kid.
Kobe.
Oh, Kobe.
Oh my god.
So, we didn't have any. Yeah.
But yeah, we just. She's very excited.
Yeah.